Perfect. Perfect.
Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and I'm very excited today because I got the Dame 6 in. And this is of course Damian Lillard's signature shoe. It's a 6th signature shoe and it features light strike, which I'm very excited about because it's a really nice cushion setup and it's only going for 110 bucks. Shout out to Damian Lillard for keeping it cheap. He seems like a really dope guy and he always says he wants to keep his signature shoes, you know, on the budget end of things. And he's kept it at around 110 bucks, you know, like the entire time, even though he's on his 6th shoe and he's like one of the main guys for Adidas, he's keeping it at a low price. So shout out to him. And if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box, but this is the only colorway available and I'm pretty sure it's almost sold out. So they only have a few sizes left. And this is the Ruthless colorway. You know, this is a really cool colorway. It's two-tone on the lateral and medial side. This is my first impressions, and let's get it started off with the tracciones. So as far as the traction goes, they kept it simple. So in the middle of the shoe, it's actually just a regular herringbone. And then on the perimeter, on the outside of the outsole, it's also a herringbone, but it's a smaller type of herringbone. And I love that. They just keep it simple. It's multi-directional. And how is that rubber compound? I'm not sure, I haven't played with it yet, but I tried it on my wood floors and it is really loud. It's a very loud squeak and it seems to be stopping really hard, so I'm very excited about that, you know, because the Dame 5 and like most other Adidas basketball shoes haven't been performing very well in traction department. So very excited about that. Of course, it can all change. It can be really bad on dust or maybe when I go to the court. You know, since the finish is a little different because the finish on my wood floor doesn't have that lacquer. So maybe because the basketball court has that different finish, it'll perform a little differently. So of course, it can all change, but as of right now on my wood floors, it feels really good. And I'm very excited about it, and it's really cool because they did color this translucent outsole. So on the medial side it's translucent and on the lateral side they painted it black, and that's what gives you this two-tone look. And Adidas said it was for Damian Lillard's off-court and on-court different personalities or something. Alright, moving on to the heel-to-toe transition. The shape of the outsole is actually very nice. There's a nice curved shape here in the heel, you know, and there's a lot of heel compression, which we'll get into, and it curves up here a lot in the forefoot area, which I love, and there's a lot of flex here in the forefoot. So heel to toe transition seems very smooth, and personally for me, it's something that I really like to have in a basketball shoe, is a very smooth heel to toe transition. You know, I don't like shoes where it feels too clunky or too boot-like, so it's just a little personal thing for me. I'm sure some people don't really mind. So there's that. As far as the cushion goes, so for the cushion, they're using full length light strike and it is incredible, guys. Like in the heel, there's just so much compression, but it doesn't feel like a soft, mushy compression. You know, the rebound back feels pretty quick and it also feels bouncy, you know? So in the heel, lots of compression, but like once you like kind of release the pressure off, there's a nice little bounce. And also in the forefoot, it feels plush, you know? So it feels a lot better than the Hardened Volume 4. The Hardened Volume 4 feels a lot lower to the ground. Even though there's a little bit of compression, it's not as much as a Dame 6. Dame 6 feels really nice. And also court feel still feels good. You know, the Hardened Volume 4 has really good court feel where it's just like insanely low to the ground. But the Dame 6, I would say it's still pretty damn nice for court feel. So this cushion setup might be up there as one of my top cushion setups of the year. My favorites right now being like the Omnis, the PG3, and the Jordan 34, you know, those types of cushions. But this might be up there as, you know, like my favorite. So cushion setup is incredibly nice. And also it's very interesting, like there's a little weird suede material and it kind of comes down here into the actual cushion, or it goes over the cushion, which looks kind of weird. Moving on to the upper. So as far as the upper goes, they're using a mesh material. It's okay. It feels a little stiff right now, but I'm sure it'll break in. I'm sure it'll get soft. It feels pretty nice on foot. But as far as quality goes, it's not top tier. You know, on foot, it feels nice and it feels soft. It's thin and all that. And it's 110 bucks, so you can't really complain. And then here in the toe area, more on the medial side, you have a really crappy feeling, not even suede, feels more like a felt material. the same material that's kind of like on the cushion on the lateral side. In the tongue is very, very thin, and it's just like this weird, I guess, like synthetic material. And the tongue is a half booty material, like kind of like a tech fit booty, where the tongue goes underneath the material. And then in the ankle area, it's more like this mesh material, and then there's a good amount of padding. But then there are some Achilles pillows, but it doesn't look like Achilles pillows because it's more like on the ankle area. You know, Achilles pillows are usually on the heel or this back part, but then Achilles pillows here in the Dame 6 are more on the side, which is kind of weird. I've never seen it like that. So as far as the fit goes, I went true to size, and lengthwise it was good for me. Widthwise, I'd say it's around normal to slightly narrow. And it's pretty snug in the toe areas, and it's not super snug like the KD12s or the Kyrie 6, but I'd say it's pretty good for me. And I'm sure this material will also stretch out a little bit. There is this little weird pull tab thing in the ankle area, which really doesn't do anything because it's not attached to the heel tab like at the top. So when you're trying to put it on, pulling on this pull tab really doesn't do anything. But nonetheless, it's still pretty easy to put on. The tongue does open up a lot. And there are these eyelets. These laces are connected to these eyelets that act as flywire, but they're mostly just straps. But it's not free flowing, it's just stitched to the upper. But I'm sure that'll help a little bit with containment and lateral support. And also, I forgot to mention, there is some like very airy mesh here overlaying this other type of mesh here in the toe area. If you're a wide footer, I would suggest going up half the size. As far as support and lockdown goes, support and lockdown seems like it's gonna be good. As far as an outrigger, it doesn't really have an outrigger, but the midsole and outsole does extend out here a little bit in the forefoot area. I didn't seem to be having any issues with lateral stability or anything. And lateral containment seems pretty good. You know, the cushion doesn't seem like it comes up a lot. It's like maybe just a tiny, oh no, actually. Yeah, now that I put down the upper a little bit, it does seem like it does come up a little bit actually. And the upper seems pretty supportive, so I feel like support and lockdown is gonna be really good. All right, so as far as the weight goes, it's 11.71 ounces, and that's gotta be one of the lightest Adidas basketball shoes ever, you know, because Adidas basketball shoes are usually really heavy, and that's mostly due to, you know, like bounce or boost. Those types of cushions are actually pretty heavy. Light Strike is really light, and on their website it says Light Strike is very light. It's a light cushion, so I'm sure the cushion does help a lot in that department. It feels light, it feels supportive, and the materials are also very minimal, but you're getting a good amount of cushion too, you know, like mostly with very light feeling shoes, sometimes they do sacrifice cushion. So the cushion feels mostly stiff, but the cushion in this is really, really nice. All right, moving on to the aesthetics. It did grow on me, and I really, really like how this shoe looks, especially this colorway. I'm sorry that I didn't like it before, but now I like it. And there are some other colorways as well. If you look on their site, they have a whole bunch of colorways that are coming out, I think January 20 something. And they're actually pretty dope. And on foot, some of Damian Lillard's, you know, his PEs were actually really dope as well. So very good looking shoe. I like the silhouette, and this colorway with the two-tone, like solid and translucent outsole, and then black and just like white and pink and like this green color is really, really cool. Tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. But yeah, I mean, for 110 bucks right now, traction seems insane. Cushion is one of my favorites right now. Materials are nice on foot, even though like they don't feel quality. They're nice on foot. Fit is good. Support and lockdown seems like it's gonna be great, and I like how it looks. So this might even be the top performer of this year, or maybe next year. You know, we'll have to see. I'll obviously have to try it out, but I'm really liking it as far as first impressions goes. So yeah, that's a Dame 6. If you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next one.